I'm Caleb. Please like and subscribe.
Okay, good.
Welcome to another CryptoBROS
And HOLLYGIRL
podcast. So
It's getting there.
we're at it again. All right.
It's another Friday.
Yes.
My favorite day of the week.
Woo-hoo.
Absolutely
Yes,
becoming my
Friday.
favorite day of the week. But so you'll see in the top right hand corner, if you want to make them full screen, our guest today is Mendy with Grove. So we welcome you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to give a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
We just appreciate you taking time out to talk with us today. So we will get into some crypto news, and then we're going to get right into talking to Mendy. So there's a lot going on, but we're not going to touch on everything because we don't want to spend 15 minutes talking about that. We want to get into the conversation with Mendy. So I want to let everybody know, and most of the people watching this probably do know, that Mirror Protocol launched. I believe it was a very successful launch. Kudos to that team. For those of you that have been watching, Gotti was on last week and is just a super nice guy, and I couldn't be more happier for him. And it got up to 42.7 yesterday, so that was pretty good because I think it launched just shy of 3 cents. So kudos to those guys, and kudos to anybody that got into that project early.
Some support.
But right before we started to record, I saw that they've announced what the next two tokens are going to launch are. And they are going to launch XRP and BNB, which I'm super stoked about because those are the two that I've been waiting on. Though, for me personally, those are the two I really wanted to make sure I was in on, and those are coming up next. So that's awesome. Now, we don't know when. Like Gotti said, we know the what, but we don't know when. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for that. So I did see that there were some people when the launch happened that they couldn't find the token. A few people wanted to really have some more notice about when it was going to launch. But could there really have been a more flawless launch? I mean, from everything I've heard, from 99.9% of investors, everyone's pretty stoked about it. So,
Good and smooth.
and I also, the way that team was so transparent through the whole process, they were in spaces right afterwards, and I actually was able to learn more about the project as it launched. You see how it actually worked. I thought it was awesome. So, like I said, kudos to those guys. We wish them nothing but the best, and we'll see what happens with the next two tokens because it should be pretty exciting, I think. So, also, SafeMoon has started their beta testing with the wallet. I don't know what the time frame on that is, but anytime that kind of news comes out, I get pretty excited. You know, when a tech company is testing tech products, that should make all of us excited.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's
Betas are
pretty
awesome.
cool. And Studio, okay, Holly, I meant to ask you this beforehand, but we'll be transparent right here. Is the token that's launching today called Studio X, or is it X Studio?
X Studio.
Okay, I thought so, but the logo
and they're actually
messes with my
launching in
brain.
like an hour.
Yeah,
In
so
like
it'll
less
be
than an hour.
out before we get done
Oh, yeah.
recording, and it will definitely be out before this comes out. But keeping my eyes open on that and seeing what's going to go down with that.
X Studio. What's the one crypto that has like it's like a diamond shape? What is that? What is that one?
punch you.
Is that Metaverse?
No,
Well,
it's
he's making fun of
Ethereum.
Yeah,
That's
maybe-
vanity token.
No, he was trying to get me to say Ethereum
Yeah, he was trying
incorrectly
Oh,
because he's a jerk.
Greg, I'm like,
but vanity.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
vanity.
but that's not what you were saying. Don't try to get out of it, Greg.
Oh,
We know
all right.
better.
All right, proceed.
But also, there is another huge announcement coming out today in the crypto world from some token. I think maybe it's called Grove. So we're going to introduce Mendy and get into that a little bit because this is going to be a big day for you guys. So I'm going to give you the floor, Mendy. If you want to introduce yourself, maybe tell us what you do for Grove, those sort of things. And then we got a few questions for you, and we'll move on. So the floor is yours.
yes.
Thank you. And of course, thank you for having me. You know, this
this show is kind of taking Twitter by storm, and everybody is saying, "Oh, you got to get on there." And I was like, "I was already out." I can't
Yes.
Surprise.
So and there's like a contest going on to ask me questions directly when I'm on video because they know my face way. So please don't do that. But oh, it's bad, y'all. Like I am that person that you want at Christmas because I have to tell you, I have to give it to you. I just have to see the smile. That's it. I just need to see.
Amen.
So, but it gets me all the time. But as most people know, I'm Mendy with Grove Token. I kind of do multiple things. There's not really one set thing that I do. I've been in crypto as a trader since 2013. I've been on the social media side of crypto for about 1.5 years, 2 years, something like that. And I've I work because and a lot because I of course believe in mass adoption, which is a benefit to all of us. I'm always shocked when people are not. I don't want to say mass adoption cheerleaders, but at the same time, mass adoption makes all of us relevant. And but as far as Grove is concerned, I have been with Grove since the end of January, prior to launch. I am known as one of the founders, and I've been there, through it all. And I can't wait, of course, to see what the future is, because if you know anything at all about Grove, then you know that we kind of plan everything like A through G. So we always hope that we never have to enact B, but if we do, it's there. So
Awesome.
Just a little bit about me.
I have to say something before we move on, Mindy. So I've heard you in many spaces, okay, but I've never seen you like on video, or we've never met. Hopefully that'll change someday. But I always pictured that when you talked, you were smiling. And we have the proof today.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
I think that's awesome. So can you get into maybe just a little bit, not crazy details, on how you got involved with that as one of the founders? Like how's that even start? Can you give us anything there?
Yeah, so a lot of people know the history of it, but in case you don't, then let me just tell you. So I had left another token, and within 20 minutes, within 20 minutes,
wow.
I'm not going to say it's more than that. John reached out to me, and John didn't just reach out to me on Twitter. He reached out to me on Twitter, on Telegram, and if I'm not mistaken, he even reached out to me on my personal Facebook. It was like, hey.
He's serious.
Serious. He's like, I know that you probably have a lot of offers, but I just want to, talk to you and have a chance to talk to you and see if there's a way that, we can come together and those types of things. So that's kind of how how that started. So
that's awesome.
If you know John at all, he's persistent.
Yeah, we don't know him that well, but I will get into this in just a little bit. But I really enjoyed his space. I can't remember what day it was. This week's been so nuts, but to hear him talk, he reminds me a lot of Don Bailey, where there's confidence in the words they say. Does that make sense? Like, they don't get to the point where they're kind of like, well, no, they speak, and it's refreshing, I think, to hear people talk like that. So, so you guys launched on a new exchange. Was it last week or this week? I forget what day it was now, on Gate.io, and it caught fire. So
yes.
The news of what is supposed to come down later in the day, I would say that you guys are pretty stoked about it catching fire again. Could you agree with that?
We kind of like full blazing fires, so.
All right, 5 alarm fires all the way around. Okay.
I always say set fire to it all.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, talking about John's space, and if I was better at what I did, I probably would have asked this question before I asked you the other one. But we're just trying to have a good time here. He said something that was probably one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard someone say, at least in a space, when he said, in a bear market, you need superheroes. Do you recall him saying that? So
He
I
says it
thought,
often.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, this guy gets it. Like, he understands. He's talking the language of the investors, the language of the common investor too, not maybe the guy that stares at a charts all day long. And it to me, it just made him feel like a guy that you could have a beer with. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, he's a real guy. He's not an untouchable guy, and that he kind of understood. So with that being said, kind of the highlights of that space, he talked about the Grovekeeper wallet. He talked about the play to earn. He talked about staking. And one of the other things that he had said that with confidence that I really liked was he wanted Grove to be a top 5 token. But it wasn't like a wish list. It was like, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Can you expand on any of those points that he, without getting into things you can't talk about, but like what the wallet is, maybe what makes it different, that sort of stuff? Or is that still kind of all hush-hush right now?
No, I mean, I can talk about some things.
Okay.
But to note what I had prior said, John and I make a great team, and of course Carlo, because you know how like a great team always requires not the same stamp of the same qualities.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew whenever I met John that he was exactly what was needed. He has been an owner for many years of a multi-million-dollar store. He has been a CEO of a multi-million-dollar, hopefully multi-billion-dollar crypto. He's an exact match for.
Mm-hmm.
So he is an exact match. So as far as your question, as far as the DeFi, as far as the wallet is concerned, it is a DeFi wallet. It's not a centralized exchange wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And so what makes it different is that it's also insured. And I know that that's one of those, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, you doesn't want your money protected, right?
Yeah.
And it's actually DeFi. So our wallet is an insured wallet. As it gets closer to time to release, we'll go over that. You'll notice if you follow us along is that we do things in stages. We don't just like throw it all out there, because if so, then one, you end up with 500 different topics of questions. And so people end up being confused instead of being able to be focused. And so we'll get to that as far as the details of the wallet being insured. And as far as John's saying about us being in the top 50, if you don't know anything about John, 2 things that you should know. John is a perfectionist. He does not take anything but perfection, is a perfectionist. He also is very competitive, but not mean competitive, but he is his own competitor. And as you get to know John more, you will see that crystal clear that he is both of those things.
Yeah,
So,
I think that comes out in the way he talks. Yeah, for sure. That's probably a better way of summing up what I was talking about, his confidence,
Yeah. Like he is his competitor.
Well, that's not a bad thing by any means,
Yeah.
So the passion behind this project from the team is very evident. I can tell just one, you're all over the place on Twitter, easy to talk to, and there's spaces that will be categorized something else, and by the end of it, we're talking to Mendy again, and the passion shines through. People ask you a bunch of questions, but let me ask you, what part of this token are you the most passionate about? If you had to pick just one, what would you think would be you are the most passionate about?
Well, so I was partly what brought on the real life use cases for hydroponic farming and renewable energy. And so for me, and of course, this is crypto. We of course care about the profitability of it, but it also is the helping of people and helping people that would not know that such things exist. And then also at the same time marrying the two of okay, the green living, green process, and then also crypto. So it's almost again just like how John was the perfect match for my dream and idea, and vice versa. This also greatly matches each other too and marries well. So for me, that's where my passion is, because that's my passion. My passion is that anyway, in helping the community. That's why it is that I'm so diligently in it. It isn't, hey, I have to be the most. I don't care about popularity, but at the same time, people seem to like me. And so it's one of those, you know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things that kind of go well. Like, I care about people. I'm not a win Lambo person at all. I'm fine with the car that I currently drive. I'm fine with the home I already have. I don't, yes, the money comes with it. That's the whole thing, is it comes with it. It comes along. And so for me, the things that matter are that.
I think maybe that's why we liked you before we met you.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we're about to.
And that attracts other good, grounded people. I mean, because good, grounded people can sense that, and they know. They can discern and say, hey, those are the people we want to associate with.
Yep. In our talks with Holly, as we started deciding to team up, that came up over and over and over again. It's not about win Lambo. It's about being able to help people. We would love to take this to a stage where we'll be able to do giveaways and things like that, because time is something that none of us are getting any more of. But if cryptos allow us to give more of ourselves and our time, that's our goal. That's where we're at on all that whole thing. And so now I think I know why I liked you before I ever even met you, because I think that comes through in the way that you talk and stuff like that too. So, Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about when it came to Grove or yourself that I have skipped over?
Well, as far as Grove is concerned, as many people are aware, we have the huge Dubai Expo next week. It is, buddy, is it quite the experience. And, oh man, we are jammed packed with, so we're planners. So planned the week of all the meetings that we had to have prior to the people that we meet in the expo, had to happen before the expo, on top of all the things to get it ready. And then after the expo will be all the meetings that have to happen with all the people that you meet at the expo. So it's definitely a jam-packed week. And we are there, of course, as representatives of Growth. But we are also representatives of His Highness Sheikh Budi Sahil Al Maktoum. Excuse me if I did not enunciate that 100%. But they too also have the same passion that we do. And because our purpose as far as our real life use cases are things that people actually need, not want. And so, and very much a part of what will be taught and adapted in Dubai. So it's all around just a great partnership. We all share the same kind of values and a lot of things. And so, yeah, that's the main things going on. And then if you saw John's tweet, we have another huge listing. Can't say anything about that one. And
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
not even a peep.
Yeah. No, we won't pry. That's not what we're here for. But we're pretty excited about it. And as we talked about before, as we were testing things and stuff like that, those announcements always seem to come after we do our interviews. So we're used to it, but we're cool with it, and we can't wait for it. It should be a good time. So okay. So you are from the South originally, correct?
For sure I am.
Okay, so I have a very, very important question to ask you.
Oh.
Is it true that you can say anything to anyone that you want as long as you start the sentence or end the sentence with, well, bless his heart? Is that true?
No.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I had an old man lie to me. He told me that was the truth, and I was like, I got somebody from the South coming on, and they'll be able to tell me if that's true or not.
Actually, if you tell someone to bless your heart, you're actually cussing at them.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to let him know.
If it's this old man you're talking about, that's probably what he's doing.
He might be. He might be. You know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Okay, well, I had to find out. We could get the answer straight from the source, so I had to find out when it came to that.
Bless
for
your
sure.
heart, Josh.
Yeah, bless your heart.
So let me put it in a sentence for you, so you can kind of guess what I'm trying to say politely.
Okay.
So, for instance, if it's a futter and they say horrible things, you say, "Bless my heart, bless your heart, honey," and go on about your day.
There you
Oh,
go.
yes.
Okay.
And that pretty much says,
It's a cuss word.
go F yourself.
With a smile.
There you go.
So,
Well, it's completely human for it to affect you. It's meant to emotionally manipulate you.
mhm.
So here's what I remind myself. I remind myself that to be fortunate that that's not my husband or my daddy, because they're miserable people.
True.
So any person that either voluntarily or takes money to terrorize or demean other people are not good people.
Right.
And so, if anything, it should make you value your own self more. I don't live in a mansion. That doesn't mean I'm a bad person.
No.
I don't drive $100,000 car. I don't even drive a $50,000 car. It doesn't make me a bad person. But you know what? Those same people that are saying those things to you probably actually own those things and are miserable people.
Yeah.
If people like you or I had those things, we would actually have a grateful heart. So, it's one of those kinds of things for me personally, because I'm attacked quite often, that I just go, honey, bless your heart. I'm so happy you're you.
That's awesome.
See how that goes together?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and speaking of bless your heart, Holly, we're going to let you take the stage with your segment.
So actually, are you guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
say hello,
Okay.
because
Oh, we
you're
got a kitty cat.
Kitty cat.
driving me nuts.
Oh, yay!
You say yay, he's sitting there clawing my leg, and I'm like, yay, it's okay. It's okay.
That's too cute. So before we get into Hollitivity, I just kind of want to, tell Mindy, thank you so much. You are just a breath of fresh air, and I'm telling you that the majority of the women in the crypto space just look up to you a lot. You
So do
kind
the
of are
guys.
making that path for us women to know that we do have a voice as well in a space that's predominantly men. It's very challenging. I have actually realized that more and more, that, sometimes we don't get taken serious, but you are, a great example of what we can do and what we strive to be. So thank you so much. And also your team. You guys, she has the best moderators on Twitter, okay? And I love them. Everybody from Rara to Spurs to Apache. I mean, there's so many. Mrs. Q. I love Q. Like, she's one of my favorite people. Like, and they're all so positive in everything they post. It is insane. And I was looking for a post for Hollitivity from one of, the Grove members, and I didn't find one, but I know they're out there all the time because they're always on my post somewhere, saying something great. So I just love the Grove team. They're just, all of you guys are really, really amazing. One day I am going to challenge John into rock, paper, scissors. It's happening. It's happening, dang it.
I've heard of this.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe rock,
All
paper,
right,
scissors.
so with that being said, we will get into Hollitivity.
We'll replay the graphic.
And this one actually comes from safemoon Juju. So Juju, yes, amazing. So he had posted on Monday spread those positive vibes, happy Monday. And then he posted a meme that says, be such a beautiful soul that people crave your vibes. And Juju is the definition of that meme. I'm not even kidding. His videos are just, they make my day so much better whenever they come out. And then he even introduced a new character, which is Grove. And Grove is, she's funny. But he's just always positive and always just a good soul. I mean, I've never once ever seen him post anything other than great, or even when he comes on to spaces, he'll do his voices and his characters, and it's funny, and he just is, he's an amazing person, and I just feel like he should be highlighted damn near every day. And he did tell me that he is working on some pretty cool things coming up, so I'm really looking forward to what he's going to come out with, because I was like, Juju, where are you? I haven't seen videos in such a long time. What is happening? And he said he's working on behind the scenes, better production and collaboration. So we have so much to look forward to when it comes to Juju.
I'll tell you a funny story. When you sent that tweet that you said it was going to be highlighted, I was like, that's perfect, because he started recently following the CryptoBROS Twitter page. And I just sent him a DM, and I just said, hey, man, I never wanted to reach out. I didn't want to say anything, because I told these guys, when Juju starts following us, then we know we're on to something, because you are so positive all the time. And then literally it was like 2 days later, you sent that in and said, hey, by the way, this is the tweet we're going to use. And I was like, that's perfect, because you are right, Holly. That guy is... I don't even really have the words, to be honest with you, but every time I watch those videos, I smile every time,
how can you not? It's funny.
You better check your pulse if you're not smiling when you watch one of his videos. So there's something wrong.
What? His granny is my favorite, and she always says, bless his heart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect tie-ins all the way around. So.
He's my favorite character. I know everybody loves like speculation, or you would think I would like the positive vibes, but Granny is my favorite. She's amazing.
No, and I think you've done a great job, Holly, on who you've been spotlighting, and because every single person that's on there, I'm just like, I mean, you nailed it, because I was actually going to say afterwards, I wish we could spotlight him every day, because people like that deserve it. And great pick for sure. That's awesome. Yep. So with that being said, it's about that time, Greg.
It's time for Caleb's choice.
One thing, please, before we go to the next segment?
Sure. Got some editing to do, Greg.
No, you're good. You're good. No, you're good.
All right, go ahead.
So Holly is one of those people that deserves equal or even more of a spotlight than someone like myself or even Juju. Holly, you really don't know. Yeah. You really don't know how you affect people. One of those human qualities that we always have is, or at least to humble people, is that we don't really know the effects that we have on people. The amount of people that probably look, I love you. I love you, Holly. I love you to death. But you really don't know, and I say this at the end of every Grove space, you really don't know that those moments of positivity, that you could change someone's entire mindset. Do you know how many people who could be in third world countries, who could be in abusive relationships, who could have had the worst night of their life, who could have just lost their child, their husband, their dog, any of those things, and those 2 moments that you take to spread that positivity gives people hope. The one thing on this earth that is worth more than a dollar bill is hope, and you provide that to them, Holly. And I love you for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you. Sometimes, good grief. I do it. I mean, because I do know that, there's people out there that we don't know what their struggle is. And I don't know. Sometimes, it feels good to be reminded that I am making an impact. Ooh. Shoot, this is ridiculous. I'm blaming it on me being sick, guys, because this is crazy.
That's all right.
Hey, let it
But
out.
thank you. It feels really good to have that acknowledgement that I am doing something for the greater good. Twitter is a lot.
It is. But you know what you do? You know how you had said to me that I remind people that they're strong, or that in a male-dominated world. Do you know what I do, Holly? And it's not that I have, quote unquote brass balls, but it's because I say to myself, why can you have that and I cannot?
Yeah.
Why does your words matter more than mine? Why are you saying that you're capable, but I'm not capable? I'm just as capable.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to work a little harder to prove that just because I'm a female, well, then so be it. But either way, at the end of the day, you're going to learn that I deserve it just the same as you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a lot of times the mentality of women is that we're taught that we're not equal, or we don't deserve those things. And I don't mean this in a sexist way, but men are physically, there's no way around it. Men are physically stronger than us, but that doesn't mean that they're mentally stronger.
Right.
So we are equals. And so I am a person that's heck bitten determined that you're not going to tell me I can't just because I'm female when it comes to something in crypto or changing someone's life or things that actually matter. You want to go move a building? Cool, bro. Go move that building.
Absolutely. And all of us have daughters, and so that's the message that we try to get across to them all the time too. And seeing people that actually act that out and are making a difference is huge. And Holly, I just want to say something to you, that don't ever be afraid to show emotion. It is totally fine. Because here's the thing, guys like me, and I'm not going to speak for anybody else, just for me, I appreciate you more than you will ever know, but I don't have the words to explain it to you. So I feel like people like you don't get to hear it enough, because guys like me don't know how to express it.
Right.
But we all love you. And there are a ton of people out there that do. I know Mindy, she nailed it. There are mornings I wake up and I'm like, ugh, and I'll read one of those posts and be like, if Holly's got this, I got it. Let's go. And that's why I make it a point to respond to it every morning, because I know I'm not the only one. I mean, these guys do too. A bunch of people on Twitter do. But it's important for me that every morning I see that it makes a difference. And that's why I always have to say hi or something. Because people like you, people like Juju, people like Granny, Chella, the people you've spotlighted, they make a much bigger difference in this world, not just in Twitter, than they will ever know. Because not everyone knows how to tell them thank you.
Yeah, and I guarantee that you do stuff you'll probably never know about.
Oh, for sure.
You'll change something you never know about.
For sure.
It's definitely a thing.
Well, thank you to all of you. Seriously, I can't believe I cried on the podcast, you guys.
That's all right.
Hey, that's good.
Oh my gosh.
We're human.
Yeah. Cute.
No.
All right, so let's have some fun.
Okay.
Holly, you just always remember what I do for a living is, yes, I'm a positive person, and yes, I make people a lot of money, but the one thing that you give them is the one thing that I cannot do. That is not my beacon. My beacon is business in a lot of ways. Your beacon is positivity and compassion, and that's the two things that money cannot buy. So you remember that.
True that.
I will. Thank you, Mindy. Yes, that is a great reminder.
Yes.
That's awesome.
All right, Holly, by your request, we will move on to something a little bit more fun.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I had to tell her.
That's good.
All right. So, is it that time again?
Yep.
It's time for Caleb's choice.
His choice.
His rules.
Holly, are you ready? Because I know what it is.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, we're going right into it.
Yeah. So, Caleb's got some questions for us.
Yeah, before we have the
Okay.
Yeah, before we try the food challenge, we'll do these questions. Since the weather's getting cooler out, What's one of your guys' favorite go-to cold weather foods?
Ooh.
What do you like to make? Or
Who's gonna go first?
Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
I like to, when it's cold out in the weekend, I like to make a taco soup to watch football and eat that. That's one of my favorite ones.
Foosball.
Yeah.
Foosball.
Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna definitely be something like a soup, but I would say cheesy potato soup.
Okay.
My wife makes the best one,
The best
and
one.
I hope she watches our.
Yeah, good job, Greg. Good job. Good job.
Over there.
Positivity.
Yeah, she's positively the best.
Oh man, it's getting deep. All right, I'm gonna just cut you off right there, Greg.
All right, go ahead.
So mine would be chili, and the spicier the better.
Yeah.
I love spicy chili.
Beans or no beans?
Either. I actually probably prefer some beans. I like chili a lot.
All right, I like it a lot.
Mindy, you want to go next?
Well, I am a soup person, so I love. Oops, I'm losing my battery. Am I there? Yeah.
Yep.
So for me, I'm a soup person. So really, any kind of soup that you could guess, and I know that's so broad, but I'm such a soup person that as long as it's a good hot soup, I'm good for. But when it's good and cold, I will make a vegetable soup. And I make a good vegetable soup. I love my that or chicken and dumplings. You know, in the South, man, we love us some chicken and dumplings.
Oh,
That'd be good.
yeah, that is a southern thing, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yeah, that's good stuff too.
Yeah, it is. That's good.
Holly, what you got?
You know, you guys know me. I'm very plain Jane but I am such the Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
Ooh.
Chicken noodle soup with some crackers. That is my jam.
Okay.
Like, that is my go-to.
Yeah,
We should have guessed.
That
We should have known.
That's what Grandma always used to make, and
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's true.
I love it. It's just so simple, yet it tastes so good. I don't know. I love it.
It's actually been years since I've had that. Probably, I probably need to crack open a can.
I
this
keep
winter.
that stocked at the house
Do ya?
for sure. Yes.
All right. All right. Second question for today. It's karaoke night. What song are you gonna sing? What's your go-to song?
But
I know what Josh's is, but we won't get into that just yet.
Holly, do you have a karaoke song?
I felt like Mendy.
Oh my gosh, this is so ridiculous. But I mean, it's just "Don't Stop Believin'" Journey.
Journey.
I mean, it's like the go-to song that you can, duet with somebody and be okay. I won't do it ever by myself.
Yeah.
Can you sing us a little bit of it?
No, don't do that because then
No.
we'll all have to sing it.
Oh,
And that's so bad. We want people to watch
Don't
this, not
stop.
turn it off. Mindy might be able to sing, but I know that none of the
No,
three of
we-
us can. Mindy, do you have a go-to?
oh I have never sung karaoke in my life.
Really?
So you're not a big
Yeah,
drinker.
never in my life.
I would say I was drunk every time I did it.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've never sung karaoke, but if I did, I would have to give it some thought as to what would be my debut song.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, I'm on the same boat. I've never sung karaoke, but if I did, I'd have to sing it with these guys, and we can sing "I'm on a Boat."
Oh my gosh.
I should have. What?
Oh,
always-
Oh.
He plays that every time we come to the
Yeah,
office.
that's his
like
favorite
first
song, I
thing.
think.
I'm
You
like,
hear that
Oh,
intro,
wait.
and I'm like, here we go.
You're talking about the Step Brothers. I'm on a boat,
No,
right?
a different one.
Oh hell! All
No.
right.
Holly, it's just as bad.
It's pretty bad.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah,
Holly.
that's
You just-
called
didn't you
boats
play that
and
clip just the other day.
a word I
Yeah.
won't say.
Shorty said
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm on a boat.
So what's your karaoke song?
Well, let's see. My go-to would be "Looking Out My Back Door" by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Oh,
That's the one I drink and sing.
are you drunk right now?
Maybe.
Mine is actually old school. It is "Drift Away" by the Doobie Brothers. I love that song.
Oh,
I
that's
knew
a
there'd have
good
to be
one.
a doobie.
So
it is.
if you ever see me on the mic singing karaoke, that's the song I'm singing. So, and usually it's something else in my other hand. So,
They got you to sing.
yeah, it got me that courage.
There's a
you
common
know?
theme here.
Yeah.
Helped out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My last question for today is: as a child, what was your favorite book to read or be read to?
Ooh.
Man, Caleb.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's
Let me go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll
Go
go
first.
first.
Since
I'll
you know
say-
the questions, that way we have a second to think.
yeah.
I'll say The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was one of my favorites.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's one.
Yeah.
Please, Bob, read me this one.
Yeah. Read this, please.
This long book.
Do you have one?
The one I liked my mom to read to me was probably Hop on Pop by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we found out today shares the same birthday as Holly.
Yeah.
Saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Red Safe Mood. Holly, do you have one?
I do. So it's the Places You Will Go by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
love. But you know, there's some weird, like they say, I haven't looked into it because I don't want it to ruin it for me. But they say there's some like subtle bad things in that book. But I don't know what it is. I don't want to look into it because I don't want it to be ruined for me.
Yeah.
Childhood
Yeah.
innocence.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, let it be the way it is then.
Mindy, what about you?
Mine is the same. Mine as a child, that is my favorite book. As an adult, my favorite book is Yesterday I Cried by Ivana Van Zant.
Really?
Okay.
As you know what, the other child book that I really love is I'll Like You for, what is that book? It's such a great book. I'll Love You for Always. I'll Like You. You know,
Yeah.
Caleb knows.
I know it.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name
what's
of it.
that book called?
I saw you nodding your head.
It is the best child book I've ever read. And I mean, it wasn't out when I was younger, but when my daughter was, it definitely was our go-to book because it's just such a sweet book. I think it's called I'll Love You Forever. It is.
I think
I'll Love
it
You
is,
Forever.
yeah.
Okay.
I used to read that to my daughters.
Aww.
It is such a good book. I recommend it to everybody to read it to your kids. It is.
You could read
Your
it.
turn,
Oh, that
Josh.
sounds like
Yeah, I
a beautiful
can't think
book.
of one, to be honest with you. What was the...
You don't like books, Josh?
Well, my memory is horrible, and I don't remember what books were read to me when I was a kid.
Caleb, do you remember what was read to you?
Yeah, do you remember? No, I think the one I probably remember the most, and I don't know if somebody read it to me or whatever, was the what's the one where like the guy can talk to animals? Dr. Dolittle or something like that?
Dr. Dolittle.
I think we had a big like picture book of that,
Yeah.
and I can remember. I think Mom reading that to me, so I have to pick that because it's the only one I can remember.
The Dog
So
Whisperer.
Would you like to read The Hobbit to us too?
Oh,
The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Tolkien. Here, Mom, read me a
Favorite.
Tolkien book. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've read The Hobbit,
Okay,
but not The Lord of the Rings.
all right.
It's okay.
I'm not a fan of any of it, but that's cool.
Bless your heart.
Yeah,
All right,
bless
next
my
book.
heart.
Books are done.
Yeah, bless your heart, bud. Bless your heart.
Yes,
Bless your heart.
exactly.
I've just never been able to get into it. Even the movies, I just never have. And I like that sort of stuff, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get into
I've
it.
got the Blu-rays with the extended version.
I'll make sure and
Like-
I'll watch it.
3.5 hours apiece.
Well, it's
Oh.
Holly's question.
Oh, Mindy's got some.
Good.
Let me tell you the Lord of the Rings dork that I am. I mean, like it's not a mystery that I am obviously a dork, but so I also have a service dog. I talk about him often, but my service dog's name, legal name is Samwise Gamgee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he's my service dog, I'm obviously his Frodo. And if you have watched that movie at all, you understand
Oh,
the
yeah.
importance of those two people and what they do for each other.
Oh,
But
yes.
my dog's actual legal name even is Samwise Gamgee.
That's awesome.
That's good.
That is really
yes,
good.
I know where you're going there.
You're a fan. You
Oh,
officially
Sam.
approved your fanhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you I'm a dork, but you know, I wear it. I own it. This is what I am.
Good.
Same here. I'm a nerd through and through.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So,
All right.
Holly, do you
All
have
right.
a question this week?
I do.
Uh-oh.
What ice cream flavor do you think best describes your life?
Oh. I feel like
I
Mindy
always have
knows.
these off the wall questions.
Nothing will ever top last week's question. As you kept saying it, I kept going, where are we headed with this? Like,
Uh,
I like surprises.
what ice cream
your
flavor?
answer or the honest answer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, whatever. Mindy, you want to go first?
If there is such a, as far as crypto, because I say this all the time, I feel like I'm stuck in Alice in Wonderland. So if there's an Alice in Wonderland flavor in the world, that will be my favorite.
There we go.
I
was
can see
talking
that.
about Wonderland this morning.
But as far as I don't really know. I've never been asked that question. That's you finally have me like dumbfounded. I'm like, no, I don't know. I can tell you what my favorite actually is, but that describes my flavor.
What's your favorite then?
I'm a mint chocolate chip girl or a pistachio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Josh.
We're going to be best friends, Mindy. We're going to be best friends. I'm telling you. I knew I loved you for a reason.
Good.
All right. So to describe your life, you guys got one?
Rocky Road.
I knew somebody was going to say that.
Rocky, huh?
Especially the last like 4 years, 5
yeah.
years. Pretty rough.
We're getting out of it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you good. You good.
Caleb's on the warpath now.
Yeah.
Got
Can't talk
one?
about it.
Describe my life? Good grief.
I can't wait to hear Holly's answer. 'Cause she's had all week to think of it. I know she's got a good one, but
I would say butter pecan.
That's
that
my
describes
favorite.
your life.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little nutty. A lot of
Yeah. You know what? Good job. Good job.
butter. Lots of butter.
Lots of butter.
Like,
Smooth.
yeah.
Yeah, smooth.
You're super smooth. Describes my life. I don't know. Things are good. I can't complain.
There might be
So-
a unicorn one out there.
Caleb. I would say honestly, where I'm at in life right now, I would just say vanilla, because there is no drama. There is no I am at peace. And so I'll just say vanilla because it's doesn't have a whole lot going on, but it's reliable and you can count on it. So there we go. Look at that.
Vanilla right on a hot brownie.
That was really good. I'm so proud of you for
Thank
that
you.
Yeah, bless
I'm
your
getting
heart.
better, Holly. I'm trying. So Holly, we got to know your answer.
So mine is definitely pink bubblegum ice cream.
Okay.
There you go.
Yep, all the different, colors of the little bubblegum balls because I'm so bubbly all the time. You don't know where you're going to get with me. And the pink because I'm very bright. Like I'm bright all the time. So
That's
I
good.
just,
That's a good answer.
fun fact, I actually don't even like pink bubblegum. I like the blue one, the blue bubblegum, but
Oh.
the pink one tastes funky, but that's more me. That is more my life is pink.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. I see that.
That's
That's good.
I think that
Happy, it's
described
fun.
people pretty good,
Yeah.
actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Holly, just so everyone knows, she does not know what the taste test is. But I could tell before we ever met Mindy that we were going to get along well. So in a way, it's a nice one, but I'm not sure Holly's going to enjoy it very much.
But open
But
it.
make her full screen,
Yep.
and we
Tell us.
want to
I
see
got
what she says.
You want to?
Yeah, so I gotta tell you, I am like squishing it. The fact that it's like a pouch of squish is really weird.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, Holly. What's the temperature where you live right now?
I mean, it's
Ish.
about 95.
Oh, well, it might be real interesting then. I did not think about that because it's not 95 degrees in Missouri. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how that.
Yeah, go ahead
how
and
that
open it
went.
and see.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, come
Yeah.
on.
Mindy! She's so
Come
excited.
on, I can't wait.
Oh my kickers, and they're frogs.
Yeah.
But look at they're nice and melted.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yeah.
are. I had not
Oh.
thought about the temperature of where you lived, and I got the little Amazon picture that it got dropped off on your front step, and never even thought about they might be melting. So,
Can you see that it has frogs on it?
you have to
Oh
put
my
it in front of your face because your background's blurred.
It
so.
could. We
Yeah.
saw it. Yep.
Yeah, and it shows up really well on Mindy's screen. There
Oh,
you
there,
go.
better?
Yeah.
There you go.
So I don't think these are going to taste too bad.
They're nice and melted. What flavors is this? Is this lime?
I don't know. You want one of those?
It smells
Lord.
like slop. Ooh, it smells out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it smells like super lime, and mine is just one big.
Frog.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
that is hilarious. You're just going to have to take a bite out of it.
That frog stayed out in
I'm
the sun
literally
too
gonna
long.
have
That
to,
is
yeah.
hilarious. Well, Holly, this is what they're supposed to look like, if you can see that. It's pretty small, but that's what it's supposed to look like. And I will tell you this before we try it. This wasn't our idea, but someone reached out to us and said, you've got to buy these and have Holly try them so we can see her reaction. And I'm not going to sell that person out, but someday I have a feeling they'll let you know who it was.
I'm saying Meg. I'm saying Meg. That's who I'm saying it is. Meg.
That's who comes to mind for me too. Is Megalodon,
Not
because
saying a word.
he is so like wants this to happen.
Yeah, well,
I waited all week for this.
Yeah.
and now it doesn't even look like a frog, though.
Yeah.
That's so disappointing to me. I mean, it's hilarious that it's one piece of candy.
It is one giant piece of
we-
candy.
Mindy
we
just-
So
uh,
it's
we
literally-
lost Mindy.
Well,
Is it really one big piece?
It really is.
Giant piece.
that is one big chunk. See, they're like all mushed together.
Yeah.
All right, so we've all agreed it smells like lime on the count of three.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Cheers.
Here's.
Actually pretty good. I think
Gummy.
it's watermelon.
What?
It's like warm. That's what a frog.
It's
tastes
really chewy.
Very chewy.
like. He went
Oh,
down,
mine is really chewy.
Yours is
like-
one solid
it's like
chunk.
she went down the creek and found a bullfrog and just went.
So is it weird you out at all that you're eating something that's supposed to look like a frog?
At least there's frogs on the package right here.
There you go. I can't believe it melted, but that's life, and that's just what happens, so we're good with it.
But you know, like I'm a texture person,
There's more.
and so I don't really do gummies.
Are you having a stroke?
Okay, yeah, I feel like I'm having a
You
yeah. I
spit it
know
out?
it's not my jam. Well, I'm actually gonna swallow this one
Okay.
eventually if I can actually get it chewed
Oh,
up.
yeah,
Pretty
What
chewy.
is-
I'm still working
Just
on it.
imagine frog legs. That'll do it. Just
Oh.
imagine frog legs.
No, Mindy. No, Mindy. I cannot do. Have you had frog legs?
I have.
And does it taste like
Did you see Holly's eyes
It
went
tastes like
boom?
chicken. Yes, it tastes like chicken.
Chicken.
Tastes like a dumpling.
I just don't believe it tastes like chicken because the jerky didn't taste. The alligator didn't
Yeah.
taste like chicken to me. It tasted like jerky. Like I was.
It
It's pretty
actually was
good.
pretty good.
It
It
was.
was good.
I thought the alligator jerky was pretty good.
It wasn't terrible, but it's just the thought for me that really.
Yeah.
And I think that's with a lot of foods why I don't eat a lot of foods because the thought of it really freaks me out.
Well, and the other thing too is like 3 ounces of that stuff was like $14. I mean, it was insane. It was like a little tiny deal was almost like $15.
Yeah.
So apparently it's not cheap to get alligator. I don't know. So, well, guys, as we come to the end, Mindy, I wanted to give you an opportunity to say whatever you wanted. If there was something you wanted to touch on, I don't think we've missed the announcement yet. As we had some technical difficulties, I checked. I didn't see anything about the exchange. But anything you want to touch on, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Again, thank you for having me. This has been a blast and a great break from the typical crypto and, the typical interview. And, there kind of needs to be more of this because, we are human and we, like laughter. We like all of those things and not feeling like we're being examined. But, I think that, as far as Grove is concerned, Grove is a machine. Grove is being built to be a machine. And it is a collaboration of great minds. And I truly feel that that we are very great minded and we marry very well in our mindsets and things and in our drives. And we truly are trying to make a difference, not just, of course, financially with crypto, but with what we're doing. And I think that that shows. But as far as how I will leave you the same way that I leave our spaces. And of course, it's even reflection as to what it was that I said to Holly earlier. It really does matter. Those 2 moments that you take to be kind to someone really does matter. And I said this in our space last night. If most people are currently in a bear market, you have a choice. We can either experience that bear market being bitter and being nasty and, being a reflection of what some of us face in real life, or we can make this a positive experience or a chance.
Oh, sorry, something went on. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you all,
That means we've been talking for over an hour or something. Wow.
I'm telling you.
How are we going to edit that one?
No, it's good.
Those that have followed me for a while know of the Jammer Ghost. It's Mindy. It's gonna happen, y'all. It's gonna happen.
There you go.
Okay, so if you started somewhere in there, we'll try to piece it together.
Okay, good. And here's a very vital part, since we were talking about it earlier in the show. And sometimes you have to be brave to say this. And the good thing is about Twitter is sometimes we actually don't actually see each other. So you don't have to worry about seeing each other's face. But never be afraid to say to someone, bless your heart to the fullest, honey.
Yes. I love it. I love that. That's so fun.
Yeah, and on behalf of all of us, Manny, thank you for taking the time. I mean, it's been a blessing to be able to interview people such as yourself, and like you said, just have a good time where we can just get to know each other and not be fishing for information all the time, or there will be an alternative motive. And your kindness shows through, Holly's kindness shows through, and we just thank you very, very much. And someday I hope to be able to do it again and see you in person. And I wish you all the success in the world. And if you ever need anything, I don't know what 3 guys from Missouri can do and a girl from Arizona, but all you got to do is look us up. We'll do whatever we can do. So it's been awesome talking to you, and I really, really appreciate it. So
good to have genuine people.
Yeah,
because we're like this outside the podcast. I mean, we joke with each other just the same way. We don't change anything.
It's funny when we get guests on, many like yourself. It doesn't take 2 to 3 seconds to see how you talk and your facial expressions, and I'm like, yep. Golden. This is exactly what we're looking for. This is perfect. So I can't say thank you enough. Like I said earlier, I'm not the guy with all the awesome words, but just know that the thank you means something, and we really appreciate you. So
thank you.
Holly?
My at name suits me well.
Yes.
I am just being Mindy. 24.
There you go.
Yes.
That brings me. I want to tell you a funny story really, really fast. But when you said that, because I meant to say this earlier, because I love your name on Twitter, just being Mindy. So when I first met my wife, our very first date. Now we met later in life. Okay, so all the drama and the fake stuff, I wasn't having it. Right. So we sat down for dinner, and I said, listen, before we order, I want you to know something. And she's kind of looked at me like, okay. I said, I'm just Josh. I don't know how to be anybody but Josh. And if you don't like Josh, that's okay. And it freaked her out. But within like 2 weeks, I think we both knew which direction it was headed. So I feel you. I love the way that you are just yourself. Genuine people are hard to come by, and it's awesome when you get to meet some. So just keep being you. Just keep being awesome.
Thank you.
Holly, do you have anything else to say?
Nope. Mindy, just other than Mindy, thank you again for being here. I'm so excited that you, I was like, when we talked about this, I was like, Mindy is going to be our first woman on here for sure. I'm gonna get her. And I mean, thank you for being so easy to work with. I mean, it was simple as, you know, our other guests. It's just like an automatic calling. Yes, I'll do it, you know? And so I'm so thankful for that. And thankful that you agreed to this, because I feel like this has been one of my favorite podcasts so far. So
even the stuff that will get edited out that nobody will see, I will remember for a very long time.
Those are the good, that's the good times. That's what I always look forward to.
No, it has been a blast. So with that, I would just say have a great weekend and God bless.
Yes. Be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind.
Be kind.